Hello, my name's Benjamin Miller. I'm a lawyer who serves nonprofits and charities, and I'm of counsel with B.I.G. Charity Law Group. This video is entitled ONCA 101, Board Meetings for Ontario Nonprofits. And in this video I'll go through the rules under ONCA, the Ontario Not-for-Profit Corporations Act, as they apply to the meetings of the Board of Directors of Ontario Nonprofits. Let's get started. Just a quick disclaimer, this video is general legal information, not legal advice specific for your situation. We encourage you to consult appropriate counsel if you have specific questions. So firstly, how often does your board of directors need to meet? Well, the truth is you should meet as often as you need to oversee the operations of the nonprofit. That's how you meet your duties as directors. But at the very least, boards usually meet about twice a year, once before and once after the annual general meeting. They meet before the annual general meeting because they need to approve things like financial statements, which they present to the members at the annual general meeting. Also, if they want to make any bylaw changes, they pass that at the meeting just before. And then once after the annual general meeting to do things like appoint officers like presidents or secretaries. However, if you cannot meet for whatever reason, then you can always pass a written resolution that is approved by all of the directors, and that will basically serve as a meeting. So that's a bit of a shortcut. So where must the board meet? Basically, you can meet anywhere that your bylaws allow unless your articles say something else. So you should check your bylaws to see if there are any restrictions about where you can meet. And you should check your articles. That's the document your government sent you when you first incorporated. Now, you can have online meetings. However, your bylaws can't say otherwise, so again, check your bylaws. And if any director objects to having online meetings, then you can't. So you need to have unanimity on the board. So this is a question I get often. Who must attend the meetings, who can attend the meetings, and who can you keep out of the meetings? So all directors are entitled to attend board meetings unless there's a conflict of interest and they can't attend that one meeting. But you shouldn't be excluding one director from a meeting just because you don't like them. The board can let others, such as members or members of the public or staff or journalists, whatever it is, you can let other people attend the board meetings, but here's the thing, you don't have to if you don't want to. And there are some cases in which you really shouldn't let others attend the board meetings. So, for example, if you're discussing sensitive information like human resources issues with your volunteer or staff, or you're discussing litigation or something like that, you really shouldn't be letting other people in because you have to maintain confidentiality. So you might have what's called an in-camera session where only directors are allowed. And finally, how do you give notice? So it's one thing to have a meeting, but people need to know that there's a meeting happening ahead of time. Every director is entitled to receive notice. How long in advance before the meeting? That's up to your bylaws. So you could make it a quick turnaround so that you can be very flexible about having your meetings, or you can make sure everybody gets notice well in advance. How you give notice is basically by sending it to their address. You can do it by emailing them, just telling them. Basically, if they show up to the meeting, then they've shown that they knew about the meeting. And so unless they protest, they've waived their right to notice. So that's it. That's a few quick questions about board meetings under the Ontario Not-for-Profit Corporations Act. If you have any more questions, feel free to reach out to me at benjamin.miller@charitylawgroup.ca or to anybody else at charitylawgroup.ca, and we'd be happy to take your questions. Thanks so much, and check out some of the other videos on this channel for more about the Ontario Not-for-Profit Corporations Act.